Hello there, welcome back to the channel. This is Nerd World Empire, and after a short break away because I've been really busy with work and a few other things, as I recently started a new job which has taken a lot of my attention. So apologies for that, but now continuing the series, breaking down the various aspects of the Ferengi Alliance, and this relatively short video today is going to be on the Ferengi shuttlecraft. Before we get started, please like, share, subscribe and comment down below. And with that all out of the way, the Ferengi Shuttle. This craft was encountered by the Federation not long after first contact was officially established between the United Federation of Planets and the Ferengi Alliance. This is a small, rather multi-purpose craft mainly used for scouting missions and other varied roles by the Ferengi. These ships were assigned to Ferengi Decora class marauders and served a function not unlike their Federation counterparts. Now they varied in size, but the kind of ones carried typically aboard a marauder were small two-person craft, although they could carry more personnel if needed, as well as a small amount of embarked cargo. They were warp and impulse capable, with a sort of reddish orange hull coloration and a forward window for allowing the crew to see out, with an access hatch at the rear of the craft. They had two prongs protruding on the port and starboard sides of the ship, which stuck out beyond the vessel's prow. The exact function of these is unknown. They may have deflectors, they may have been weapons, they may be sensors, they may be all of the above. These craft were defended by phaser arrays and had deflector shields. They were notably quite robust and versatile craft and thought to be relatively equal to their Federation counterparts used by Starfleet and other member worlds. There was a larger variant of this craft, which was probably more akin to a Federation runabout, but not as well armed. These ships had the option for armament upgrades, but like anything within Ferengi culture, it depended on how much someone wanted to personally invest in one. It should be noted that Grand Naga Zek preferred to use a large version of one of these shuttles in opposed to a larger freighter or marauder, preferring to conduct business like a businessman and use a ship like a personal transport rather than actual trading vessel. These were also used by FCA Liquidator Brunt, and Quark got his hands on one which he named Quark's Treasure, which was a gift from his cousin Galen, who sabotaged it to try and make him die, allegedly. The vessel actually was also responsible for the 1947 alien contact at Roswell, New Mexico in the United States of America, Earth, as after travelling back in time, accidentally Quark's Treasure crashed on Earth and was picked up by local primitive authorities who would photograph it, but later designated as a weather balloon when they were able to escape, get back aboard their ship and go back to the future, pun intended. As I said, these ships were quite ubiquitous amongst the Ferengi. They were very varied and were very functional little craft. Their exact top speed and their exact size we don't know, but as there are multiple different variants, although all being said they have the same basic hull profile, there are no set sizes. It could also be an element of how much you were willing to pay for it. On the interior side, both the large and the small basically were quite similar, quite cluttered, small cockpits. Ferengi, like humans, prefer to be in a seated position, and on the larger version there was a small captain's chair positioned in the centre of the ship, although this may have been an optional extra. They also had rear sleeping compartments as well as cargo areas and small amounts of amenities for the crew, but again the interior layout, although basically the same, you could vary what each individual room was for depending on the owner. Zek, for example, had this vessel as a little bit more luxurious than it needed to be, but he didn't typically transport his own cargo, and as a result he used the rear areas of the ship more for his own benefit. These ships were also quite useful for smuggling, as they were noted, allegedly, by some to have had hidden compartments where the Ferengi could stow things away, allegedly. The Ferengi control consoles cluttered up the bridge fairly extensively and typically followed the Ferengi protocol of a sort of half-sphere control interface system, which is rather different to the standard LCARs used by the Federation, denoting the relatively alien nature of the craft in and of itself. And that's pretty much it. One of these vessels survived transit through the Barzan wormhole and managed to survive in a Delta Quadrant for a number of years before being sent back through the now unstable Barzan wormhole. But the wormhole, though, was only unstable in the form that it moved, not that in the form of that it was actually going to crush you like a bug for travelling through it. Exact year of commissioning was unknown, but they were certainly in service for 2366 and continued on right through the 24th and possibly into the early 25th century. As I said, that is it for the Ferengi shuttle pod, and I apologise for my break in uploads recently. It has been literally because I've been very busy with work. I'm hoping to complete this series and move on to other things soon. And yeah, the next video should be on the rules of acquisition, so that's going to be fun to make. With all that said, thank you for watching. I just want to take this moment to thank you for watching that video. If you liked what you saw, please check out my social links in the description box below to Instagram and Twitter and others, and also is down there a link to my Patreon page where you can support this channel and the others as I try to grow this franchise and do this more regularly. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you for watching, and bye bye.